And I am hoping that you enjoyed this video as your images, the images that you're taking right now, they have a lot of data, information, it's in there. We just have to kind of like do this and bring them out. So I want to show you what I have right now on Siril, and I will be doing a lot of more videos, short tutorials on Siril and go more specific. And we know that you can do editing even on your phone and just enhance the colors that you get on that JPEG format image. But that is not enough processing to get more out of your images. In other words, what's hiding in that image? There's a lot of data. And for that, you need to use astrophotography editing softwares. Several softwares supports those formats. One of them is Siril. Another one is SETI Astro Epix Insight. And the fit formats, it's the ideal format to continue processing your images in a way that you're going to be able to enhance the image to a different level. The first step is to install the Siril program. I'm going to have the link on the description. The first step is to stack your images all together. And that process is called preprocessing. You can do it manually or use scripts that are going to make the stacking process very easy. Let me explain. At the Siril website, go to Downloads and pick version that you need and also the latest update. Open the CStar program and you're going to see that it already includes several pre-processing scripts under the script tab. There's two scripts here that are going to work perfectly fine with Dwarf 2 and Dwarf 3 telescope. One of them is the CStar pre-processing. Yes, you heard that right, the CStar telescope. It's almost identical. Don't worry, you can even change the word CStar for Dwarf. Also, you can use the OSC, which is the one-shot color pre-processing without flat. Let me explain. When you start taking images with your Dwarf telescope, yes, it's going to have a few dark frames, a few flat frames, and I believe even biases, but there are not enough dark frames for the stacking process. To use the CStar pre-processing script, you don't need any calibration frame. This is why this script is ideal for the Dwarf telescope. To add CStar scripts or any scripts in Siril, it's a little bit complicated. It requires certain steps. Look in the description for the link of a video that I made, how to install it, and also look in the description for the PDF format that I am giving here with step-by-step on how to install it. Also, on the PDF that I am providing, I have all the instructions, step-by-step, how to do the stacking, load the stack image, and this is where I am going to start now once you have the stack image made by Siril. You can also use the fit format stack image that Dwarf Telescope provides. The only problem with this one is that you're not going to have all of the raw files because it's going to pick the best ones and it's going to stack them. That's what I understand. This is why just to do your own stacking, and that way you can pick all of the images. In most of the cases, you'll end up having a lot more frames. In other words, you will save more frames. Okay, so where is that stacked image now? Well, we need to go back to our working directory. Now, Siril created another folder that its name is processed. So these are all of the images that has been processed. And this one right here, it's our stacked image. If I want to open this image, I can do it directly here. And there it is. That is finally my stacked image. This is one of those things I believe the first 2 or 3 steps are the most difficult ones on Siril They are a little confusing. It requires practice and that cheat sheet that I can provide for you if you're a member of my channel. If you want to know about more of my editing process, just please join my membership program. And in this program, I provide lots of tutorials with PDF documents of all the steps for PixInsight and soon for Siril and SETI Astro Suite, especially those cheat sheets. Now you're going to see it black. And this is normal. All of the images are black at the beginning if they are in the fit format. So what you need to do to see your image, you go down here and you are going to click into auto stretch. And now you have a first look of your image. And this is just a temporary stretch. And there you go. This is the first image to start working with. Thing that happens very often when you stretch your image for the first time, you may get a complete green image. Let me show you. So let's say we are here on the linear face and you say, well, I'm going to want to see a preview of it. And you go and click on auto stretch and suddenly a total green image. It can be other colors too, purples and other colors. Well, what it is, it's that right here next to auto stretch and this tab, there is a link here, the chain and unchained channels. So what you need to do is that you need to unchain the channels. Okay. You can crop all of those black artifacts that they're not going to be fixable. So for that, just make a square on the image with the left click of the mouse and release it, and then right click on the mouse and pick crop. I am going to use Siril gradient removal, which is not the best tool in Siril, but it will do the job. And right now, what it's going to happen, it's going to remove all of those gradients that are caused mostly by light pollution or moonlight. Okay, so the next step is dynamic background extraction, as this image has a lot of gradients. It doesn't have vignetting. There is another process that I am going to show a little further in another short video, and it's how to get all of this, the red, green, and blue channels equally balanced using pixel math formula. And get here background extraction. Overall, for the Dwarf telescope, we can do the smoothing factor here at 1.0. That is okay. You can click on generate the samples and you can pick how many per line, more or less. Let's say, for example, if I see I want 7 lines, or we can do this manually. Let me do one that has like 11. Let me just do 11 and generate. And now you see all of these samples are all over this image. Well, some of them are not placed properly. So pretty much what you don't want is to have any of the samples on top of the nebulosity or even close. I mean, even in this area. And you delete these samples. You right click on the mouse on the square and delete those. That is very important because that's not going to be a good thing. And I am going to delete this one that it's on top of all of those stars. So start deleting. This is a tedious process. I don't spend too much time on it. I used to spend a lot of time a long time ago. I don't do it anymore. So the next thing that we need to be sure is that these samples are not on top of big stars. Well, let's see, here is one, and it's on top of a small star, but I'm going to delete it, right click on it, and just add another one, left click, and that's how you do it. You don't want to have them on top of big stars. So we're just going to keep going here. Let's say, I'll just put another one here. Now we can see really the problems, a lot of gradients. all kind of light pollution, the moon, all of that. As the moon was out in one of the nights, actually in that area. So here is one that we want to delete. You don't want to have them on top of the stars. So right click and just place it somewhere else there. Let's see, it doesn't want to take it. Okay. See, let's just keep going here. Right click, I'm going to delete that one and place it there. Here is another one, and we're going to delete. Let's see where I am right now. This one seems to be on top of a star, and you get the idea now. So that is something that needs to be done before you do the processing. Here's another one, and just put it somewhere next to it. You can do this manually too, and just put the squares where you want, like this, the way I'm doing it right now, which is probably easier and faster, and just do it kind of like some samples around the image, okay? So now we are ready to start the background extraction. And let me go back here. Here on the settings, you can leave it the way it is. We can play a little bit with the tolerance. Depending on the results, you can make it more aggressive, less aggressive. And also the correction, there's two types of corrections. One is subtraction, the other one is division. And subtraction is the one that works better for the gradients, the light pollution, the moon, all that kind of stuff. And the division, it's if when you get that vignetting around the image, the target, then you can use that, and you can use both of them. Repeat the process and use both of them. But for this one, I am just going to use the subtraction. And now let me just do the process, and that was very quick. And we can see the before and after. So that is before. You click on Show Original Image, and you have to press it, leave it like that, and you can see the before and after. .5, okay? Original and what I got now. And I think that it's about right, so I am just going to apply it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click like. It makes a big difference. It really does. It's what really supports all of these channels, especially mine. And also, don't forget that I have the Astro-Nerd monthly membership for $3.99. You can cancel anytime. I hope not, because it helps me a lot to keep creating all of this content, and you will have all of the documents, the PDF, early access, and the cheat sheets, so you can cheat doing some editing. Stay tuned for the upcoming short tutorials for Siril and also for SETI Astro Suite.